All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of King's Cave 80. Aha! We have sneak it in. So today is the first time that we take the podcast on a road trip. Is it right? So this is the first time that it's going to be a podcast not in the cave. So, and also we have a great. I don't know if we have a guest or we are the guest of, but today it's with us, Tim Talks Toys.
Yep.
Thank you, man. Thank you for letting us into your amazing collection cave basement.
For coming. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How's it going, brother?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I was
16-hour drive
to
my house. And then you guys are going straight home.
Straight out, yeah. Straight home, straight from Houston, 16-hour drive.
How many stops?
We drove. I probably stopped like just for gas, and we just stopped to eat one time.
Wow.
Which is nonstop. We drove all night. That way we can make it early for today.
You rotated though, like not
we're rotated. Okay. There's no way. It's just impressed. I mean, amazed on your collection, brother. Just
thank you. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for letting us in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, first of all, I said Tim Talks Toys. That's how I know you.
Yeah.
But I would like to just give the opportunity to introduce themselves. Like, how do you present yourself? What do you do? How do you introduce yourself into the toy world?
I don't.
If you have to, how would you say?
I mean, so
you're a collector, a vendor, a seller.
Mostly collector. I don't really sell at all. Nothing in my collection really ever leaves my collection. I started the toy show, so I didn't have to sell things, and I could have other people pay me for, just putting together a toy show, so I could give all my money back to the vendors, and I don't have to spend anything out of pocket. So, I rarely sell anything. There's no. I buy on eBay and at toy shows. I don't go hunting that much anymore.
Got it.
Most of my time is tied up with work and everything. So, I just try to be as efficient as possible with my collecting at this.
Let me revisit that. Let me rewind a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So, Tim is the co-founder of Who's Your Collecting On, right?
Yep.
Along with Anthony Froggy Phillips. A lot of people know the team. So you'll both put the toy show together. But I really thought that you were a vendor. I don't know why I had the.
No, this will be our third show, and I haven't sold a thing. Every once in a while, I'll buy some stuff and trade it to other vendors.
But and it's some doubles or something like that.
Yeah. But mostly, I don't actually sell to the public. I've got a few pieces that I'll take to the show on Saturday while vendors are setting up, and I will sell my pieces to the vendors before the show even starts.
Or trying to trade.
Or trade for certain things.
I mean, I can tell that not a lot of things leave this place, I can tell that, right? So it's pretty, packed, and it's so nice, well put together. How long you been collecting, man?
I don't think there's a point in my life where I haven't collected something. It just evolves from one thing to another. So really kind of started collecting in the 90s. I was really into Atari 2600 games. It was really... so in high school, I started collecting Atari 2600 games, and then Nintendo games and Super Nintendo games, because it was all cheap back then. You spent $2-3, I get a Super Nintendo game that I never got to play 5 years before that. I'm like, this is great. I can play all the video games I want for $5. I don't have to go rent them anymore.
It's in your core. Collecting is literally on your core, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool, man. So, and you still have collections from that time ago? Literally nothing leaves the...
Well, like I was telling you, there's a lot of my childhood stuff is still in this collection. All of my Star Wars figures that I have from the early 80s are in a case over there. I still have all of them, and I didn't lose a single weapon. So
wow. And just to kind of give you a little bit of, I just arrived, and we were setting up and all that. We had a full-on conversation, and we're I wish we will be filming already, right? So we were talking about that, and you mentioned something that just it sounds funny, but also very, very, real. Just said I never collected Star Wars. I just
No.
had them.
No, that was just the toys that I played with when I was a kid.
And you still have them, like.
And I still have them. So I never had to collect Star Wars because it was just, the stuff I had when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I didn't have that collector mindset back then.
Exactly. What do you think about the? I mean, I know, I know what I think about it. But let me see what you think about it. There's a lot of people said, "Oh yeah, I've collected, since I was a kid." I'm like, you had toys. Like,
Right.
I don't know if you were collecting.
Yeah.
It
was a subconscious thing, yeah.
Would you say that you were collecting or just?
I mean, it wasn't like it is now. It was. I really liked that. I bought it. I played with it. There was no like thought given to like keeping that nice forever, or I don't want to play with this too hard because I don't want to break it. That was never like something that I considered back then. But also at the same time, I was really good to my stuff and I didn't overly play with it. Yeah. So like I said, I always had it. So it never went anywhere. So I never considered myself a Star Wars collector.
So it's not a lot of you saying, "Oh, let me recover what I had."
In other aspects, there was He-Man and WWF wrestling, like LJN stuff, and G.I. Joes and stuff like that. There was a lot of like recovering certain things early on, and then once I got that, I'd be satisfied for a while. I'm like, okay, cool, I got all the things that I had when I was a kid back, and then at some point I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that existed. I have to have it. Like superpowers, I remember I had probably half of the superpowers collection when I was a kid because that was a big one for me. But I never knew that they had Plastic Man. And then I saw Plastic Man at a flea market, and I'm like, "Holy shit! I need Plastic Man." That's awesome.
I would say like you never stop learning about
Right.
the new lines or new variants or new stuff like that. But certainly there's a point where like I feel like you do hit dead ends or like on some like, is it something that you've had before where you like, oh man, I
redirect.
I feel like I'm done or you just redirect.
I just redirect. Yeah, like I mean, I think a lot of people that have like are really singularly focused on one thing. Somebody that's just into Star Wars or somebody that's just into He-Man. They get all of the He-Man figures and then they're like, okay, where do I go? And then I think that's where the huge rise in the knockoff market really took off was, things like He-Man. People started getting, all the Remco stuff and the Spectratron stuff because they were into He-Man and they had nowhere else to go.
You have to just continue somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise it just becomes wild. It becomes wild. A lot of people like, what do you do when you get to those dead ends? Do you either redirect or there's people that just sell their stuff or I don't know. I feel like my point is just not. It's sometimes I do believe that sometimes like you have to do the adult thing, right? Sometimes, sorry. So at the end of the day,
I mean, no.
no. I don't know. I don't want it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's toys. It's a hobby. Not necessarily toys. It's a hobby, right? So a hobby can always have to be, something's put aside for a moment to just do the adult thing. That's not that I'm like, a lot of people were questioning if I'm like quitting collecting. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just doing some adult thing first and then go back to it, right? So, but
that's always my fear, though. Like, I guess there's been points where like if I stop, will I get bored and move on to something else? So like, I feel like I've always got to be actively collecting something, or else I'm going to get bored and it's going to get stagnant, and then I don't have anything to do, and I'm going to have to find a new hobby.
Yeah, I feel like it's not about. For me, it's not about being bored because you always have stuff that you want to get. Like for me, like I said, like I'm a, and even right now, I might say like, oh, I'm doing the adult thing. But I'm definitely sneaking things into my collection, like oh, this new Dragon Ball, Muscle Tower, which is not easy to find, it's not cheap, but I have to get it, right? So I'm not as active as I used to because of the situation that I'm having right now. But nah, I don't think you ever liquid, and even if you kind of like sell everything, you still have that itch. Like,
right.
yeah, I don't think it goes away.
Yeah,
It's not
for sure.
Yeah. How do you? Jesus, this is. How do you? What is your focus on your collection like?
Like we were talking earlier, it's kind of all over the place at sometimes, but right now it's mostly based around movies that I love, TV shows that I like, and cartoons that I like. So most of the things that you'll find down here will be, fall into one of those three categories.
Got it.
Yeah.
Is there any rules you have in your collection? Because some people say, like, I had to put some rules for me because I was doing modern, vintage, multiple lines, multiple franchises, movies, cartoons, non-related.
Right.
And I said, I have to, like, you know what? I'm not gonna do variants. I'm not gonna do after 2000. I'm not. I started putting rules because like this is just getting out of control real quick, real fast.
Right.
Is there any rules for you?
I have rules. I break them from time to time because I mean it's again primarily vintage, but if you look around, there's things that are newer down here for sure. But the things that are newer, it's the more retro stuff. It's based on stuff from pre-2000 stuff. But like I've got the whole Hasbro Indiana Jones line over there that came out when the last movie came out, and I love Indiana Jones, and I was like, these are awesome. And
there was very few figures on the main line, right? So they're just just short, such a short line.
Yeah, so stuff like that. I try not to collect anything. And I break this rule. I try not to collect anything that wouldn't have been available in the United States at the time that the lines were out. So like, I
boring.
Well, I love He-Man.
Yeah.
But I don't have the Megator.
Oh, the Megator, the Titus.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they weren't available.
Yeah,
I couldn't have gotten that when I was a kid. So in my mind, a complete set doesn't require those two figures.
See, all right, okay, yeah. I've never heard that rule before, but I try to, I kind of have some similar with variants, but I also break it. Here, from time to time, and usually variants are because a lot of the variants is because they're like from, other countries or just overseas or whatever. But yeah, I mean, rules are to, to be broken, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Why
no
not?
foreign. Also, everything's has to be retail release. Like, I don't collect pre-production stuff or prototypes or anything, and I'm about to break that rule. So,
all right. Yeah, me too. I'm like, I'm not really. It's like, Anthony said, like, I'm not a prototype, and then all of a sudden, like, gets a lot of prototypes. Yeah, it was the same with me. Like, I'm not a prototype, and it's just like, found myself, with big prototypes that it's like, anyways. But it's always fun to have some here and there, and then just it's just that I feel like sometimes it's too much, and we've touched this subject like a long time ago with Carlos, and I kind of like to bring it up whenever I have a guest, that collects this, hardcore.
Right.
And it was a very sensitive subject about this. Is like, can collecting become like an addiction, like addicting?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And what will be kind of like your thought? Like, is it like a borderline good or bad, or?
I mean, I'm not hurting anybody. I work and I pay my bills and I have no debt. So
that's where I say it's cool. It's okay to do so.
Right.
It's like, Right. And that's there's a point where, like, in my case, like, hey, I have to be an adult, right? Mm-hmm. So if I need to pay some bills, it's just like, hey, I have to. Right. So as long as you're responsible with.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I walk that line. Like, I don't run up a credit card debt. Don't have any credit card debts. Like, I'm good. I'm good.
I was gonna say, just don't get into debt just because of time.
No, I pay cash for everything. If I'm gonna buy something, It annoys my wife. I will literally get on eBay. I will buy something, put it on my credit card, and then sign into my bank account and pay off my credit card.
Right, yeah, right away, just to
Instantly.
kind of get points on the credit card, just to get it's I feel like, I mean, I don't want to badmouth anybody, but just I've seen people,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be the adult first. Pay your bills.
Right.
Have your stuff covered.
Are people that fall into an inheritance or something like that, and then they just burn through it in no time?
I've seen that happen. Where like inheritance or like one of those like again, I don't want to touch, but disability checks or something like that.
Oh sure.
Like, then
right.
you're supposed to use that money to
live for the month.
That happened a lot during the pandemic.
Yeah.
A lot of people were getting extra checks, cash, and that's where
it happened to me for a couple months. I was out of work for a couple months, and I was definitely getting paid at the time, paid more on my unemployment than I was when I was working full time. So I was like, well, hell, I've got extra cash
for money. for money. But I was money to money.
Yeah. So I was actively job searching though. And I was only out of work for like a month. So
you don't have to explain yourself. I feel like anybody would have done it.
Hey, I was stuck in the house. I couldn't do anything.
And I feel like that's one of the, I don't know if it is good or bad that happened, but that you can thank pandemic like for the growth of the collecting world. Like it was crazy, and that got right in, like it was worst timing for me because I got into collecting right in the middle of the pandemic. It was bad,
right? And then I'm sure it was hard on you financially with.
But you know what? It was a good time for me.
Oh really?
So I didn't know I was paying too much. Cause that's the thing. So I got into it like, oh, this is what it costs.
Right.
It's unfair. Like it's just a vintage something. Oh, like it just must cost money, right? So I'm pretty sure this is what it's worth. Later on, I found out like, oh no, this used to be
way more.
Yeah. This was like 20 times less than this.
Yeah.
So I probably part of the overpriced toys probably my fault. Definitely. Isn't it like us who complain about the toys being expensive, but also us paying just because you need it?
Yeah, I mean, I complain about new collectors coming in and driving prices up on things or paying too much for things.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm like,
get out of my home.
Like, why are you doing this to me? I used to be able to go buy this for $5, and now I have to pay $25 for it.
I want to say something, but it doesn't apply to you because at the same time, the more collectors that get into the hobby, it also brings your collection value higher. But in this case, you don't sell.
Right. It
doesn't benefit at all.
Right. That's like the last thing on my mind because I'm not interested in selling anything. So I like to look at it all. It's my happy place. Like I was saying, I work at home a couple days a week, so I spend time like curating stuff and walking around and changing up my displays and dusting everything. And then with my Thundercat stuff, I spent like a whole weekend just like playing with my Thundercats figures because I was making that diorama. So I actively play with my stuff.
So you accept. There's a lot of people like I don't play with them.
Oh,
I just like come on.
100%.
You play with them. Like you're rearranging like the driller like the driller right. So you have to do the action right. So jeez, it's so fun. It's so fun to I don't know. Do you think we're just kids with money?
Yes, I know I am.
What else, right? If not,
yeah. I mean, to be fair, I actively chose to just be a adult man, and I don't have kids because I was selfish and wanted to.
I don't want to share my toys.
Right. So I just I work a good job and I spend my time down here. It's way better than like. Going to a bar and drinking my check away or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. That for sure. I always try to convince my wife about that. Like, hey, I don't
I'm
drink.
home.
I don't drink.
Right.
I don't smoke. I don't. Yeah. It's just this. And she's like, nah. Shout out to my wife. She's pretty cool about it. She's very supportive. She was the first that was all against me selling the collection. She was like, don't sell it.
Yeah.
Don't sell it.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, at this point, I feel like
Right.
I need to. I have to, because I feel like I can do it without selling it. It's just gonna be a super
Harder.
a longer run.
Right.
And she was like, we'll figure it out. We'll do something.
Sure.
Else. Like, I mean, it's not like I didn't have a job or anything like that. It's just like situations change.
Sure.
And then, but she was like, don't sell it. Like, you will think the wife was like, yeah, sell those things, get the
Right.
money back.
Right.
And
Right.
like, no, she was the like, and literally she fought me
Right.
to not sell the collection. I was
Right.
like, don't make it, no, like, don't make it harder than it is. But
I mean,
shout out to my wife.
I could sell stuff, and I have sold stuff in the past from collections that I've had, but then there's always that tinge of regret from letting stuff go, and like I have this huge fear of the regret.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like I once I make a decision, I feel like before I even put it out for sale, I
Yeah.
fix my set
Cut it
of
out in
mind.
your mind.
I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm
Yeah.
done. So, and a lot of people like, do you miss it? Do you regret it? I'm like, no, the hard part is over. Once I made the decision,
Right.
I'm good.
Right.
And honestly, in the first time that I was selling some stuff, I said it probably in one of the podcasts. I honestly said, I'm gonna get this back at some point. But there's so many things to get, honestly. And if you put in front of me two things, one that I haven't had before,
Right.
and then one that I already did, even if I sold it, and even if the one that I had is, cheaper, I'll still go for the one that I never had.
So you've sold a bunch of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but you've kept certain things. Why did you keep the things that you kept versus the things that you've sold or plan on selling?
It's very unfair to say that because I like it, because I liked everything.
Right.
But I feel like things that were like somehow linked to my childhood, but not because I had the touch, because I never had the touch, but the
Right.
shows that I saw, like I watched. It was a
Right.
Saint Seiya. It was a huge show. We would just call it Caballeros del Zodiaco in Spanish. So I grew up in Mexico.
Yep.
It was a huge show.
Sure.
I don't know if you know the show or didn't know. It's a big show, but it's a Japanese show.
Okay.
And so I kept a big part of the collection. Dragon Ball, I used to watch when I was a kid, so like that has to stay.
Right.
Funny enough, a lot of people know me for Ninja Turtles,
Yep.
but I've never watched the cartoons when I was little. I watched the movies.
Right.
That's how I was introduced to the.
Here's a tough question for you.
Uh-huh.
I'm turning the interview around. on
Perfect.
you.
I love the feedback. I love it.
Okay. You built your entire like social media identity around muscle mutts, and now you're selling your muscle mutts.
I don't have any attachment with that.
Okay.
Like, and honestly, I'm keeping most of it. I'm selling the hardest. Like, I'm putting out
Right.
for sale
Sure.
the hardest part,
Sure.
which is the villains. But people tell to me, like, people keep telling me, like, I never thought you would have sold it. Or like,
Right.
I will let those go before I will let go Dragon Ball.
Right. I mean,
And
honestly, when you started doing it, like that, when you did the trade with Anthony, and he got the good chunk of your prototypes, that was like the first thing that entered my head. I'm like, so that's, and I guess that's me impressing my own like collector bullshit on other people. Like I think at some point it becomes like collecting becomes your identity. Like
It does. And honestly, a lot of people knew me because Ninja Turtles, because I had like a huge collection, and the other one, the image, it was built around muscle bots.
Yeah.
Because I like the figure. Like I literally, and I still like muscle, like sugar tooth.
Right.
That was my favorite
Sure.
figure. So I put, ever since I started the Instagram, I already had that figure like years ago. And I took a picture of it. I put it on my profile pictures, and it just went from there because it became my image. Like I will go to shows on Whatnot or Instagram, like everybody. That was my image. So when it was the time to make the logo, like it has to be Shirt Tooth.
Sure.
And honestly, last year I wanted to complete the toy line, but I never thought I would do it.
Sure.
Last year I was able to, prototypes, everything. Like it was everything came to me, but I don't have anything like nostalgic or anything like that attached to it, right? Sure. So I still love to keep it, and I feel like one of my rules coming in here that I'm debating in my head is like, if I don't sell them all together,
right, I'm
not sure if I'm going to sell them.
Sure. Well, yeah, you don't want to get stuck with one.
I don't. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, when it's those, how do you choose? Like the buyer, how do you, if you do buy one?
For me, yeah. Hey, it's money.
Right.
This is a surprise.
Sure.
This is like a lot of people say, I don't have money to buy all of them.
Right.
At least I can grab one.
Right.
But for me, it's like I don't want to be stuck again with an incomplete set.
Right.
So the only way for me to break it apart is whether I sell like two. My guess is going to be at least three.
Yep.
That way I can only keep one, and then I'm okay with keeping one.
Like the dog catcher.
Either one cat, the dog, whatever he doesn't want. But I will prefer if I sell all of them. Like I've got offers like, can I buy the dog catcher? Can I buy this catcher? It's 4? 3 cats and Sam. Yeah. So it's 4 figures, and I'm like, I'm not gonna sell one. Right. I can put you on a list.
Right.
And if I have like 2, 3 people or 4 people that want to buy it, like then I'll break the set. But I don't want to be stuck with. If I sell one, I was like.
Hey, at least if you got stuck with a dog catcher, it would pair well with is it Sugar Tooth?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about muscle mutts. Like that's just not my world.
To me, honestly, all 4 are super hard to find.
Sure.
It's just Rarity. It's just represent. So I'm not selling the actual muscle mutts. I'm just the villain. So I'm like, it's. But again, it's that doll thing that I have to do.
Yeah.
So. I'm trying to compromise a little bit, but not all the way.
Sure.
So that's a little bit of a complicated thing on that one. But yeah, I mean, Muscle Mutts didn't have a show, so I cannot relate to it.
Right.
Very, very few people can say they had a Muscle Mutt when they were a kid. Like very few people. I only know like 1 or 2 person that actually told me like, I have this.
Right.
I had this figure when I was a kid.
Right.
So I didn't have it. I didn't see it. Yeah, I like the toy line, but I like the sculpture and all that.
Sure.
But it's just at the end of the day, my family's whole, like I would say like there's not.
Well, I don't even know what was the market for those. Like, they just like showed up at.
There was KB Toys, I believe.
KB Toys.
I have a few with stickers. I don't remember. It was not Daria Rose. It was one of those toy stores.
Was it limited market? Limited release?
I'm pretty sure it was the first wave and the second wave. I'm pretty sure it was only the dogs. I know for sure that those were for sale.
Yeah.
First and second wave, but the rest of it, my best guess, because there's not a lot of information about it. The owner of Streetwise died. So and then the designer, which is the guy that all these prototypes and art that I have, that's what he comes from. It's nowhere to be found. Apparently, it's either locked up or something like that. But
so there's stuff that exists, or you're saying the guy?
The guy, the
guy's like MIA.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I've heard is he's locked up. I cannot. Please don't quote me on this. I cannot deny that. That's what I was
Can't
told.
Confirm or deny.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know him. That's the lady that sold this whole lot. I tried to get as much information as I could from her. There was not a lot to get because she was not related to the guy. She was just there working at his house.
Okay.
But apparently the house was like abandoned for a few months now. So there's not a lot to know from that guy. So
the cats, they never got official release.
My guess is, and the guess of many guys is, it was a Toy Fair releases, like just kind of like display for.
But there's
try to pitch.
There
should be a few more sets. The only one that is known, it's my set.
Okay.
I know a guy that says that he has 2 or 3.
But you've never seen him? He's never
He's never shown. Not even a picture. I'm like,
okay.
Man, he watches the show, so I'm calling you out, brother. Show me those pictures. He knows. I'm like, and I always mess with him. Like, you never show me. Like, if you show me, like, I believe you. But he says that he's a 3. Probably does. He probably does.
He's definitely lying.
Yeah.
I'm calling you a liar. I don't know who you are, but you're a liar.
Yeah, we are. I thought you were calling me a liar, but yeah. No, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I've never seen one. Like, but now, is it possible? Yes, it is, because the cats were believed to be a myth until I got them, because the guys that had them before me, they were private collectors.
Sure.
So I'm sure if there's one, if I learn something in this collecting world, is if there's one, there's 2.
Right.
It's very hard that it's only one,
right?
Especially on figures that actually were made.
Yeah.
Like if it is a prototype, a prototype, it has to be one of one.
Right.
But these are like finalized stories. These have actions. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure there should be more than one. But where are they? Were they destroyed? Are they really around?
I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean, we were talking about a piece, and I won't say too much about it because I don't want to jinx myself on finalizing that deal. But yeah, I've been talking to somebody about as far as I know, it's a finished first shot, painted, everything. It was like ready to go to market, and then they didn't release that particular figure. So as far as I know, it's the only one that they made, fully finished figure.
Again.
So I mean, it's not my world. Like, you see my stuff. There's not a lot of prototypes.
No, yeah. So, but what I was, because I can come out here and say, yeah, my set is the only one that exists.
Sure.
And try to upsell it. It's not.
Sure.
I'm trying to put a fair price for all of them, as something that is as unique as it is, and very limited. But as of now, and since the Toyland was released, the only pictures that exist are from my set.
Okay.
Out online, because if you look up online,
is it like a playset? I don't know.
No.
Okay.
I have the sketch of the playset, but that one that was never.
Okay.
Maybe it was a prototype. I don't know, but I have the place. Anthony had the playset. I traded one of the
drawings.
The drawings,
Yes.
the original drawing, and I have the one that is painted.
Okay.
So there was supposed to be a playset, but it never came out. Not even a prototype, as far as I know.
Right.
There's a guy that knows a guy that says that he's got a lot of stuff, prototypes. Because what I'm missing in the picture, and what a lot of people don't think about it, is the prototypes that I had, that Anthony has, and those are the first prototypes that I'm guessing that exist. Because if you look at the molds of those, or like the style of those prototypes, those are the same prototypes or the same image as the cats, like no clothing,
right.
just kind of like just muscle dogs or whatever, right?
Yep.
So that's how the cats also came out. But the dogs didn't come out like that. They came out clothed, boots, and all of that.
Right.
So where are the prototypes for those figures?
Right.
There's a missing link that nobody talks about, and I'm pretty sure they should be out, unless they were destroyed. But if they come out, that's gonna be crazy. I mean, the ones that I had are literally the first one to know. Like, this is the first step of the.
It's just the whole line's. It's fascinating to me because I don't collect muscle nut because it doesn't fit into the realm of like toys.
Into your rules,
into my rules. Yeah, exactly. And I don't collect a lot of '90s stuff, and they're
90s. 90 at the end of the 90s.
Yeah. So it's interesting to me that they've taken off as much as they have, given the fact that there was no comic book, there was no cartoon.
No.
It was just, and everything about it, even the like retail release figures, is just a total mystery. Nobody knows a ton about the actual retail releases.
the ones that actually the release. I feel like it has the top ingredients for a collector to like them. You know,
Yeah.
they're pretty cool. There's not a lot of information about them.
Right.
We are definitely drawn to the mysterious thing.
See, I'm the opposite.
Okay.
I want to have like
As much information.
So one of the figures that I was just talking about with the prototype, I actually talked to Chris Scanlon, and he's got test reports for that particular line where they went in and had kids play with the toys and like write down everything they thought about it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I kind of need that too. So,
I want the reports on that.
Yeah, he has the actual reports from Kenner that it's like
Which one liked better? Which color was good?
Yeah, it was like 36 pages of like info from kids that played with the toys.
Which one was which color was picked the best?
Right,
Positive,
right.
That's so cool. Yeah, but I thought for a lot of collectors, it has Rarity. It's pretty cool design, pretty cool colors. It's there's so little information about it. It just, I feel like it's just so cool. Honestly, to me,
hey,
I'm
that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
I'm drawn to it,
right?
and I'm honestly. And you mentioned something earlier, like when it comes to collecting, like you like to start with the highest, you're the most expensive, and that also draws to collection. Like not necessarily the money, because a lot of people's like, no, I don't go into it, it's too much money. Right. Yeah, of course it is, but then it becomes, and I don't want to sound cocky or like that, but it becomes more elite.
Right.
At some point, and it has to have like I hate when people overlook the obvious and like no, there's ego.
Yeah.
There's ego
involved.
Yeah.
Sure.
So this is. You like it, but at some point it becomes elite.
Right.
So,
I don't have any GI Joes, but I got a USS Flag.
I don't have it, but I have the Kraken.
Right.
Kraken is elite. Right? So there's a lot of stuff that like, it's just there's a lot of stuff that fills the collection, but it's also you have crown jewels on each line.
Sure.
You have the blank.
Yep.
That
was definitely the last figure in the line that I got.
Right. So how much is it worth for the whole line versus the actual, Yeah. So don't tell me like we're not drawn to that rarity.
Yeah.
Now maybe this doesn't fall into your rules, but the rarity on the muscle mods, it just unites the whole.
Yeah, sure.
For me.
Yeah. Well, everybody's got their own tastes and their own reasons for doing what they do. So.
But I'm still selling them.
Yeah. Right.
It's just if you had to part ways with some part of the collection, I don't want to say what is the least favorite, but what would you start with?
I mean,
putting you on the spot.
Yeah, it's always a tough question, but I mean, it would probably be something that I have the least of, like stuff like Centurions. I've got a few Centurions pieces, and that was one of those things that I picked up because
nobody likes Centurions. No, I'm just kidding.
What's that?
Nobody likes Centurions.
I mean, I picked it up. I was never a huge fan of the cartoon, but it fit into the theme of everything else that I collect. I got them relatively easy, and I'm not married to them, so yeah, something like Centurions. Somebody came down here and said, "Hey, I'm super into Centurions." I'd probably laugh at them at first, and then I'd be like, all right, well, you can buy the 3 Centurions figures that I have.
No, I'll tell you what is actually the line nobody likes, and people come after me for saying this, but I'm gonna put I haven't seen any, but I'm gonna put my theory to the test. Do you have any Star Trek?
I do.
You do? Okay. Yeah, you have to have something. It's a big.
So I collected when I was a kid. I guess junior high was probably about the time that Playmates line.
That was the first one that I know of Star Trek.
Yeah. So the Playmates line. I mean, that was such a huge line in the early '90s, early mid '90s. Yeah. I have the bridge playset with just the main characters.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was like seven characters.
So not a lot.
No, I got a couple Mego figures too. And it's just one of those things where like they landed in my lap, and I'm like, well, I don't need the $25 that this is gonna like. What's $25 gonna buy me? So I like just put them over there.
It always amazed me how they keep making figures about Star Trek and Spawn.
Do they still make Spawn figures?
They do. McFarlane still makes.
Yeah.
Like exactly right.
Yeah.
Do you have Spawn?
I don't have any Spawn.
There you go.
So that was quite a bit later. You know, that was
But
more in the mid '90s.
Those are I don't understand, but like they still. I don't know who honestly. I don't want to bash on them, but I don't know.
I mean, why not?
I feel like we're bullying the Star Trek and Spawn collections. I'm sorry.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
We need to bring back bullying.
There you go. Yeah, let's become more healthy.
Shame people into not collect. I've done it to Anthony.
What?
He bought the foreign release of Cyborg for the. Is it the? I'm not sure.
Oh, the Super Amigos.
Yes. He bought the Super Amigos Cyborg, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm collecting superpowers now." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." And he's like, "I got the Cyborg." I'm like, "No, you don't. That's not the U.S. release of the Cyborg." So, dude sold it, and then was like, "You made me feel bad about it."
Oh my! You bring back bully. Bring it back bully. Nah, come on. I mean. Yeah, we have to, man. We have to bring back bully. Yeah. Oh my god.
At least on a playful level.
Nah, absolutely. Don't take this serious, guys. You know, if you collect Spawn or Star Trek, you're cool.
Nerd.
Imagine a nerd calling a nerd.
Right.
A nerd.
Hey, there's definitely a nerd hierarchy.
There's levels to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's also levels to. That's another topic. There's levels to collecting, right?
If you have a Star Trek uniform, then you've gone beyond, normal.
You have
nerddom.
You're asking to be bullied.
Right.
You're asking for it. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah. I always said this, and a lot of people. I listen on the Spanish podcast because I do this podcast in Spanish and English. They were kind of sensitive about it. I still think, and I said that there's levels into collecting, right? So it's just,
There's normal collecting, and then there's bullshit like this where I just every weekend buy something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's unusual for me to not have something in transit to my house.
Yeah. Hey.
I think the last month has been really unusual because I haven't bought anything in about a month. In preparation for the show this weekend. Got it.
Right. Bro, you're holding you're restraining yourself.
I know that I'm gonna have to be all in, and I'm gonna be disappointed if I buy something now, and then I'm gonna want to buy something then.
The force, the force.
Right.
Sure. Oh man, how do you met with Anthony? And I want to get to the show, but just first, how do you guys met?
Yeah. So. During COVID, I lost my position with a company I was working for. I got a job in Cleveland, and I moved to Cleveland, worked there for about a year and a half, not quite a year and a half, wasn't happy, and then found a job here in Indianapolis. And I had seen Anthony's videos at that point. This was in 2022. So I knew who he was just through watching YouTube from time to time, and moved here. And then we had a mutual friend that he would buy things from, I would buy things from, and kind of just met through that mutual friend. Yeah. And then I would buy stuff directly from him for a while, and he would have garage sales and things like that. I'd go buy stuff from his garage sales and everything. We would talk. At the time, we were collecting similar things. That was when he had really just kind of started getting into collecting. Mm-hmm. So he was buying a lot of He-Man stuff and monster toys and just a lot of similar things to me. Mm-hmm. So we had started talking and got to know each other that way.
And how do you guys come up with the idea for the show?
That was, I don't know. I was at work.
I feel like that's a cheat code, brother.
Yeah.
Let me.
Yeah, no, I was
it out there.
Yeah, I was at work and didn't have any meetings and was, texting back and forth about something with him. And we were just kind of like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to do a toy show in the area since there's just nothing really here? There's toy shows, but they weren't geared towards the type of stuff that we want to buy. And I mean, I think most toy shows are that way. Like, we're pretty unique in what we do as opposed to what other toy shows do.
There's a lot of what we call in Houston the Ross show. Toys that you'll find at Ross.
Okay.
The Ross show. like this is something that I find at Ross.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like the Funko Pops and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, neither one of us were into any of that stuff. We weren't at the time buying a lot of modern stuff. Mm-hmm. I buy G.I. Joe classifieds from time to time because the sculpts are cool, and I'll put them on my desk and I'll play with them for a couple days.
Yeah.
But for the most part, everything's vintage down here. Early 90s at the latest for most stuff. So yeah, we just kind of were like, we have a fairgrounds in the area. Let's check it out and see how much it costs to rent the fairgrounds out for a day. So we did that, and it was surprisingly cheap for us to get the building, and we just decided, all right, well, I know a bunch of toy vendors. I'm from Cincinnati, so I know a lot of the big Cincinnati dealers and stuff. So I just kind of invited the people that I knew to come vend. Yeah. The promoter, Rob from have you been up to the Great Ohio Toy Show yet?
I haven't.
Okay.
It's one of my.
That's an insane toy show. Very different than what we do because it encompasses everything within toys and collecting.
You filter out, like you weed it out, whatever it's not.
So I guess the best way to describe it is we went into a lot of the big toy shows with an ice cream scoop and scooped out the best vendors and put them in a smaller show.
Whenever somebody asks me, I just kind of describe it like that. Like it's hand-baked.
Right.
So that's why it's so cool. And I'm also honored to be in it.
Yeah. You have expensive stuff. When you sell all your expensive stuff, we don't have anything to do with you anymore.
I know, right? You're not going to be welcome anymore. You're done. We're done with you.
King's Cave, who? What?
Yeah, wait, what?
Who was it? Oh, he was that guy that sold all his stuff.
Yeah. Now we got his stuff. Done. I feel like you guys found the perfect cheat code for collecting.
It's
in a way y'all get first dibs, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
so we started.
Nothing wrong with it.
The first show we did it on a Sunday, and we didn't have a whole day for setup the day before. Mm-hmm. So it was like, all right, everybody just filed in, and the show started. It was super quick.
I wanted to come to that show. I couldn't because I had to work.
Yeah.
I really missed out.
Yeah, it was fun. It was very different from the second show. We expanded to a second building, and I started pulling in a lot more vendors and people that I had met either when I was living in Cleveland. A lot of people that I had, because I went to Toy Ohio when I was in Cleveland, and that's a really good toy show. Rick Fusselman runs that, and I hit him up and I was like, hey, do you want to come to our toy show? And he is a vendor, and this will be actually his second show with us. And then just a lot of different people, a lot of Instagram people that we had been following kind of got involved, like Chris Ganlon, VHS Crypt, and so we just started pulling in lots of people from Instagram and lots of people from Pennsylvania and the Cleveland area, and then all the Cincinnati people. Now we're Chicago people and Missouri.
That show in February was crazy. Just combined with the weather, and it was just crazy. I'm like,
it didn't snow the entire winter in Indiana.
It had to.
That one day was the one day that we just took it in the ass.
Man, I'm from Texas, man. We don't get that weather over there. Like, it's just wow, it's crazy. I mean, that was crazy and amazing and scary, and like we don't see snow that often. Right. So when we see it, we literally feel like you probably see it like, oh, this little kids like because we never see snow, but also we didn't want to drive.
Right.
Like is it dangerous? Are we gonna die? Is it gonna? And it was 5 minutes. It was a 5-minute drive, but it was still like we were like super scared.
It was bad. I mean, it was. I don't think if you didn't come to the show, I can't express how bad the roads were that day. Like it was ice. The whole day before it rained. And then it was like crazy. It was like 55 degrees and rainy all day. And then about 1 o'clock in the morning, the temperature dropped from 55 to 20.
And everything is
Everything
iced out.
froze, and then snow came down on top of that.
It was bad.
And it was all within like 4 or 5 hours.
I heard about at least one guy that it was on his way and then just returned. Like he was not from Indiana, so like this was a lot of. So
we had people from Indiana that did. Like I think we had 3 or 4 vendors that had to bail like day of show because they couldn't get out. Wow. So yeah,
it was very interesting, to say the least.
But we still had 600 people show up.
Crazy. You should have more than the first show.
Right.
It was. I was like, there was a lot of people. I was freezing outside, but I was so excited to get in. Like,
yeah.
I didn't care, honestly.
I mean, it was a really fun day. It was. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, 2 shows in, the energy is just crazy at the show. Everybody's just excited to be there. Both guests and vendors. The vendors just have like a crazy party the whole time. You know, everybody's just geeking out over the crazy stuff that we're bringing to the show. And you know, I think that's like the heart of it all. It's like everybody's trying to outdo each other and see who's got better stuff.
Yeah. Hey, the bell that you put out, like, I mean, I was trying to get it, right? So for the best vendor.
Right.
Oh man, is it what to expect for this one? Like, is it? I don't know.
I don't know either. Like, so I know one of the biggest things was we had talked after the show, and you know, kind of counted out how many people came, and it was like kind of we had a holy shit moment there. It was like, okay, this was like the worst weather we could have possibly wanted. And we still had 600 people here. What would have happened if we didn't have this weather? So that's where we are for this weekend. You know, it's Thursday night currently. And I've been sitting on Instagram all day, and people have been tagging Hoosier Collecticon from airports, and you know, I'm seeing all these pictures of airplane wings out windows, and I'm like, oh man, what's gonna happen? So it might be crazy. It might just be, you know, a lot of diehards.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I honestly think it's just gonna overdo. Like, I think I'll lose double.
Hey, I'll take all your money. Just
I need the money to buy more toys, right?
The more money you pay me, the more stuff I can buy. I'll buy your cats and dog catcher just to be a dick.
Everybody, yeah. There's gonna be there for you, man.
Yeah. I'll put it on Instagram and be like, look what I got. I don't even like it.
I don't even like it, man. It's Elliot. Is levels to it. When I first came to the show, I guess it was the first time meeting y'all in person. Yeah. And I feel like I mentioned something to you, and I don't even know if this had to do anything, you know, with the decision, right? Because I remember I mentioning like, oh shoot, this is so cool. Next time, I'd rather pay the table to come in before.
And then I did a VIP, so now you have to sell, and you would have had the option to come anyway.
but before, I guess before you guys decided to add the VIP,
yeah.
I don't know if you were really hesitant to let me go, let me in, or what was it behind, or what's the process on? And honestly, my question goes really more to what's the process in selecting a vendor? Like, 'cause I feel like, do you guys have a lot of requests, or nah, or what's it like to?
Yeah, I get a lot of people that message me, and you know, and it's not anything against people that are messaging me or what they bring to, you know, I just know the vendors that I bring in. Most of the people that are setting up at the show, I know them. I know how they, you know, I know how they sell things. I know, you know, how they price things. I know personality wise, like, you know, people that will gel. Like I can put like friends in an area that all know each other, and they're gonna be able to watch each other's stuff. They enjoy each other's company. You know, it's more of like just kind of a toy show family atmosphere that's kind of become. But yeah, I get vendors that I don't know that approach me, and I'll ask them, hey, you know, send me some pictures of the stuff that you have. And there's definitely a mix of like super high end stuff. There's mid range stuff, and then we have sellers that have, you know, incomplete Ninja Turtles. You know, that you're gonna. Some of the people that come in
Trying to unload it here.
Yeah, yeah. Some people are, you know, totally into that, and that's where they are collecting level, and that's great. At least they're into collecting. So I try to mix it up, try to have a good balance of people. But yeah, I still get people that message me and ask if I have tables left for the show, and it's like, okay, well, the show's like 3 days from now.
Was it a hard decision to let me in? Because I guess, I mean, we never.
No. I mean, I knew the kind of stuff you had in your collection, so I was like, all right, well, and I think I messaged you and gave you some shit. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, are you buying tables?
Yeah. No, that was.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't take it like, I'm like, he has to make sure that
Sure.
I'm not just gonna.
Yeah.
Because it was a very, you know, it's a very legit question. Because you asked me, it's not that you giving me shit. Like, you were asking me legit, like, are you planning on actually selling?
Yeah.
Because as from your point of view, and even me, I've never sold on too many shows. I feel like this is my second or third show that I've ever put, and on this scale, this is the first one. So I understand. Like, but yeah, it was a question, legit question. Like, are you actually going to sell something,
right?
Or you just want the early ticket
to
get in?
I mean, and I've seen vendors do that before, where they'll show up with the like bare minimum stuff and put it on a table, and then, you know, they'll bring somebody with them to man the table, and then they'll just walk around and buy. And it happens a lot at like smaller shows. Because they get in early. Yeah, get in early, sweep up some good deals on some stuff, and then you know, use that in their shops or you know, at other shows, bigger shows. Which, I mean, it is what it is. You know, but
just trying to limit that type of behavior. And
I mean, because I want I legitimately want our guests to have the best experience they possibly can. And, you know, if I don't pay attention and let that happen, then, you know, that's not a good vendor to me.
I think that's pretty cool that you actually almost handpicked the vendors. I mean, I feel like that's. I've never been to the Great Ohio or the Chicago Toy Show, but I know how big they are.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much you actually have to walk to really find what you need. I don't know how much you're really. And I feel like a lot of people are like, but it's only 2 buildings compared to Chicago. I'm like, but this is handpicked vendors.
Right.
Like, if you like vintage, you're gonna like this.
Sure.
Like, I was geeking out like the last show, and it was like I didn't care it was only 2 buildings. I was going back and forth, and every time that I would go back and forth, I was seeing new things that they were there.
Oh yeah, you get.
I was just like I was get so overwhelmed.
That
like
deer in the headlights look. You're like, oh my god, I haven't seen that yet. I've never seen one of those. You know, and then you have that dilemma. It's like, okay, I'm gone past 2 tables, and I see like 5 things that I want. Do I spend all of my money before, you know, I walk around, because is that going to be there when I come back?
I made a video for the show, and I literally was talking to the guy. I don't want to spend all my money on just you. And the guy like, I want you to spend. But like, no, this is, you know, my first booth, and that was a big dilemma that I had, of course. But oh man, I don't know. It's just I feel like it's such a pretty cool show. I'm not saying it just because I'm in it. But I really think it is. And I don't know, I'm just pretty excited about it.
Yeah, we're excited too. We're excited to have you.
All right. Man, I think it's just time flies, man, when we're just talking cool stuff. I love you know, your collection. Thank you for letting us in. Thank you for having us, man.
We're going to have a good time this weekend.
Yeah. It's just starting.
Yeah. Nothing started yet, other than just hanging out for a little bit. But
we officially starting.
Yeah, this is the kickoff.
The kickoff.
The pregame.
You have more filming tomorrow and more. You have a lot to say. Yeah. All right, man. All right, Tim. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us know. I just wanted to do something different. Sorry, guys, if I don't show the whole collection. This is not the type of channel for it. Go watch. Who's coming tomorrow? To film?
Yeah, Toy Overdose is coming tomorrow.
Toy Overdose is going to come over.
Yeah, Lewis.
Go over there, watch the whole collection. This is not the time. We're having conversation here.
Yeah.
We're not here to show a lot of toys, but more like knowing the collector behind it.
Right.
All right. So.
Well, you've shown all of this.
Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. I love the setup of kind of like the vintage type of the 80s room.
Yeah.
I love that. I want to do a setup like that on my attic. It's probably not gonna be anytime soon, but that's one of my dreams. All right, Tim. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome collection.
All right.
Love
Thanks.
talking to you again.
Yep.
Yeah.